to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroy Nation. We're coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. Welcome. Very happy today, as you know. Well, you probably don't know. Unless you follow hockey, you won't know why I'm happy. But the Islanders won last night in Vegas.
Wahoo.
In overtime.
Wow.
That's 3 games on this road trip. Rangers, Devils, and now Vegas. And 3 wins. They play the Utah Mammoth tonight. So, hey, let's see where it goes, right? Let's see where it goes. Keep playing good hockey, my friends. Keep playing good hockey. Hey, we're going to talk about Antifa. They've been designated a foreign terrorist organization. We'll get to the specifics as to why that is important. Because they were already designated a domestic terror organization. Now they've been designated a foreign terror organization. So we're going to get to the specifics there. We've got live calls, second half of the show, right around the 45 mark. So we'll get to that today, as we always do every Friday. We've got a new funny clip from Nancy. Nancy's back. She's back. And I don't know what she's talking about in this, but she's back. So we have a funny clip from Nancy Pelosi. I have an interesting clip from John Fetterman, who suffered a fall yesterday. Does anybody know if Hillary Clinton was around when that happened? John Fetterman suffered a fall. He had a ventricular fibrillation. I don't know what that means, but he is okay. It seems. That's good. Nancy Pelosi. We'll have a funny video about her. Shush. We are owed a Mo, right? I almost went down. Yesterday we hit 900 at the end, right?
Yeah,
so we give you one of these for now. That's just one for now, because we got to get there again today, and you'll get a little bit more from that. Government is officially reopened, so we have, obviously there's that a bizarre story out of California. Not bizarre in terms of something we wouldn't expect out of California, but more of the same. This is why, if Gavin Newsom does indeed run for president, and he's going to run for president, this is the type of stuff that I'm looking forward to. Between whether it's the fact that his state is burning down every 6 months or so. Whether it's the fact that you have an illegal immigration crisis out there, an affordability crisis out there, high taxes out there, the train to nowhere, and now this story about illegal aliens and driver's licenses. We'll get to this. Now, I don't know if all of these folks were illegal, but that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of this story. Eric Swalwell, we call him, what do we call him? His flatulence, right? We call him his flatulence. Because he farted on live television. He farted on live TV. You look at it. And you're not supposed to do that. And I would never do that. Crooked Joe did that on the debate stage. He farted. Nobody knows about it, but there was a point in time where I said, we can't have that. Eric Swalwell has been referred to the Department of Justice for mortgage fraud, just like... what's her name? Letitia James, just like Adam Schiff, just like Lisa Cook. And a really funny story out of the DNC. Their staffers are not happy about something, which is typical entitled liberal nonsense. Yes, his flatulence is his name. His Fang lover, as Emerald says in the yes. Fang. We call her Chinese takeout. I call her Chinese takeout. She came from China. Oh. Fang. She came from China. And, I heard Eric Swalwell called her wonton soup. Think about it. Or his little egg roll. He said, I miss my little egg roll. He has a little egg roll. Think about it. Just like Hakeem Jeffries has a tiny teepee. Everybody knows it. Michael Patrick Leahy thought the teepee joke was the funniest joke in the world.
Hilarious.
He thought it was the funniest joke in the world.
I forget I have to talk right into this.
Yes, it is a directional microphone.
I am so sorry. I've got to make out with it in order for you guys to hear me.
It is a directional mic. We may have to get you a cloud lifter for that. All right.
Yeah.
Before we do all of the fun stuff this morning, including a little bit of Nancy. Give me Nancy. It's Nancy Pelosi. I'm going to play obviously the update from John Fetterman. We do have to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. It is OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com. Explore the wonderful quality of Faith Farm and Freedom products over at OFPFarms.com. You know what? You've heard this story enough from me. We haven't played in a while. We haven't played Brennan's ad for OFP Farms. It's OFPFarms.com, promo code Brennan. I have to find it. It is in here.
You don't have to play it. It's embarrassing.
No, we have to play it. We're going to play it. We're going to play it because it's a beautiful video. Does he do a tremendous job? Although I actually may have moved it, so I don't know if I actually have it here now.
I'll make a new one later on.
Brendan said she's going to make a new one.
That is just about the OFP Farm
Where
stuff because
is it?
I have makeup going on in there. No one cares about watching me do my makeup.
No, but it's a good video. And unfortunately, I think I might have moved it. I might have moved it out. Okay, we're going to go back to this. So OFPFarms.com, promo code Sean, SHAWN. And Brendan said she's going to make a new one anyway. So that's OFPFarms.com. Head over to the website. You see it on your screen. And check out the wonderful products that they've got over there on their website, like the Revolution soap. If you want a revolution, if you want you want soap that's going to make you smell like a brand new nation, it's right here. OFPFarms.com. OFPFarms.com. Check it out. I use the Goat Kisses lip balm like every single day. I cannot live without this stuff. It is better than anything I've put on my lips ever. Okay, so this is the Goat Kisses lip balm. What am I using? I'm using the We the People. It's the eucalyptus. OFPFarms.com. Folks, whether it's thoughtful gifts, whether it's skincare, their products bring together expert care and good values to make your daily routine that much better. Do not miss this chance to enjoy premium products that support your health and ethical choices for your entire family. That's OFPFarms.com. OFP Farms is the small family farm with big, beautiful love. Again, here's the website. OFP, Oscar, Foxtrot, Papa, Farms.com. Promo code Sean, 15% off, 15% off at OFPFarms.com. We're getting close to holiday season. They have the great holiday gift sets. They have some just amazing products over there. Give them your support. Give them your love. They've been a part of the show really almost since day one. So OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com. Next up is a word from our friends over at Silent. It's SLNT.com/Sean. Again, 15% off. 15 is the magic number today. Let's face it, folks, your phone is a tracking device between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals. They're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and they don't ask, they just take it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology that is used and trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now it is available to you so you can protect your family, you can protect your freedom, and you can secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve and it is off the grid, completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean to get 15% and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com, slnt.com. Silence the chaos and go silent today. All right, quick break. Drink a little bit of water. I need a little water. And some good water from Costco. We love the Costco water. Well, the internet Karens are going to say, there's microplastics in the water.
Ugh. The microplastics are like one of the things I just don't care about.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's not.
Everything's fine.
It's not something that dominates my thought process every day.
No.
Folks, this is a big day. This is a big development in the fight against Antifa. We all know that Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization. We all know that they are a terror group. We all know that they are a real group. I don't care what Jerry Nadler said in the middle of episodes where he's crapping himself. Oh, Antifa's a myth. I don't care what Joe Biden said on the debate stage. It's just an idea. No, It's not just an idea. It's not just a myth. That's, all the violence that's going on in Portland, all the violence that's going on in Seattle, the violence that's going on in Chicago, the violence that's going on in Los Angeles, all around the country. That's Antifa. It's not anti-fascist. No, if anything, they're behaving like fascists.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are violently shutting down the opposing points of view. And, it doesn't take a rocket scientist or somebody making profound statements, right, to show you that Antifa is an extremely violent organization. And they are an organization. They are an organization. They are organized. They are funded. They are coordinated. So let's get into this. Right here on the Daily Caller, this happened yesterday. Marco Rubio, who has been incredible as the Secretary of State thus far in this second Trump administration. The Trump administration targets multiple Antifa groups as FTOs, foreign terrorist organization. This is from Hudson Crozier here on the Daily Caller. Daily Caller News Foundation crime and extremism reporter Hudson Crozier. The Trump administration will designate 4 European Antifa-affiliated groups as foreign terrorist organizations in an effort to cripple violent networks around the world. Antifa OST in Germany, International Revolutionary Front in Italy, and the Greek groups Armed Proletarian Justice and Revolutionary Class Self-Defense will be added to the State Department's list alongside Al-Qaeda and ISIS, the official said, calling it the first batch of designations. Foreign terrorist designations make it a crime, this is important, to provide material support, such as funding to the group, require immigration officials to keep its members out of the country, and allow victims of the group's attacks to sue for damages in U.S. court. Very, very important. The 4 European groups, quote, use force against those they identify as opponents of their Marxist and anarchist projects. In line with the leftist Antifa movement, the State Department told Daily Caller News Foundation. European authorities linked Antifa OST to a string of attacks in Budapest, Hungary in February of 2023 that saw 9 people assaulted with a hammer, batons, pepper spray, and other items. The International Revolutionary Front, also called the Informal Anarchist Federation, waged an intense campaign of violence in Italy through the years that included bombing attempts and the fatal shooting of a nuclear executive in 2012. Armed Proletarian Justice, meanwhile, claimed responsibility for a failed bombing against police building in Athens, Greece, the State Department said in an annual report on terrorism. Revolutionary Class Self-Defense, that's the 4th group, also took credit for multiple bombings in Greece, targeting a railway company and a government building, ostensibly to support Palestinians. Huh, interesting.
Who?
Weird. Palestinians.
They're not real people.
Antifa, supporting the crazy people. Republican Missouri Senator, one of our favorite senators, Eric Schmidt. We love Eric Schmidt. His office met with State Secretary Marco Rubio's team in recent weeks to advise sanctioning Antifa-aligned extremists. His office told the Daily Caller News Foundation. Schmidt said the following: I'm grateful to Secretary Rubio and the Trump administration for working with me on the critical issue, holding these radical groups who enable, fund, and support political violence in the United States and across the world accountable. Eric Schmidt said in a statement, each of these groups are violent cells in this transnational operation. Designating them as FTOs is an important step to dismantling this subversive network of far left extremism. Remember, it now becomes a crime to provide material support or funding to these FTOs, right? So if somebody in the United States is funding and providing material support to Antifa OST in Germany, that is now a prosecutable offense. And that's very important, okay? It's a very important, and this is another part, Scott Bessent, and you can start getting your numbers guys and your funding forensics people, your financially, your forensics investigations into their finances, and you can start diving deep into these groups and find out who's funding them and actually charge them, right? Now, is that all going to happen overnight? No. And this is one of my pet peeves, I would say, with cases like this. People go, well, everybody knows who's funding them. It's George Soros. Well, everybody thinks they know. We don't know for sure. You need evidence in this country. I think George Soros is funding Antifa. 100%. But I can't produce a document that shows money going from George Soros's bank account to Antifa's bank account, right? So these are things, and they've obviously taken steps to obfuscate that. They've taken steps to hide it. They've taken steps to make that harder to trace. And so now those things are going to have to be unraveled, right? You know, it's like every time somebody dies now, everyone's like, well, everyone knows that was the vaccine, but we don't know it was the vaccine. We could think it's the vaccine, but there are people died before there was a COVID vaccine, and people will die after there's a COVID vaccine. Now, their correlation between these turbo cancers and it happening to younger people, can we draw maybe a correlation? Can we draw an inference? Can we say, hey, this is a possible theory? Sure. But I mean, it gets to the point where like every single time a person dies, they're like vaccinated. Guys, it can't account for every death, right? So, you know, there's what we believe to be common knowledge and then what's actually common knowledge, right? I'm not saying that these things aren't the case. I'm saying before we go out there and declare that this is 100% what's going on, let's get the evidence first, okay? For example, this story about the January 6th pipe bomber, right? Which Steve Baker has put out, right? Blaze TV reporter Steve Baker. A lot of people are talking about it, and it's worth talking about. The reason why I have avoided that like the plague is because they're using this thing, gait analysis, right? Which is they're observing how somebody walks, and they're trying to forensically tie that to specific people, and that's a very creative way to do it. But nothing has been confirmed at all from people in the FBI who I happen to trust. Right? And you had Dan Bongino yesterday clapping back at Thomas Massey, who was like, the FBI is threatening whistleblowers. And Bongino was like, bro, you didn't even return my call. I called you to talk about this, and you didn't even return my call. So, you know, it's like, oh, now you trust the FBI? Well, I do, because I trust the people running it. I didn't trust it under James Comey. I didn't trust it under Christopher Wray. I didn't trust it under Andrew McCabe. But yes, I do trust the FBI under the leadership of Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. I do. Well, how come they haven't arrested people? Well, they're not in charge of prosecutions. They're in charge of investigations. It's not the FBP, the Federal Bureau of Prosecution. It's the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, and they investigate. They could drum up probable cause, but it's up to the DOJ and those attorneys around the country to make those arrests and make those cases that lead to prosecutions. The reason why I haven't gone too in-depth with the pipe bomber story is because it's relying on untested theories, untested technology. I'm not saying I don't believe it. It's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. But it hasn't been confirmed. There are people like, that's the pipe bomber. Well, you think that's the pipe bomber. We don't know yet. I want a little bit more. I want more information. I want those investigations to withstand some scrutiny. Maybe a little bit of peer review. Maybe some comments from, you know, some folks that don't align themselves with wackos. Steve Baker, at times, aligns himself with some questionable individuals. So I'm not taking shots. I'm not saying you can't trust. I'm saying wait before making this statement, right? How does this lead back to Antifa? How does this lead back to what we were saying? It's like, well, we all know who's funding them. Well, we think we know who's funding them. And we may be right. But in order to actually prosecute it and put an end to this type of thing, you need, like I said, airtight cases. And it needs to be provable in front of a judge, in many cases in front of a jury, in order to get this funding shut down. The good news is that this is a very, very good first step. It's a very good first step. That can lead to some of these, because everyone says, well, if we shut the funding down, there won't be any more Antifa. This is how you do it. You designate these groups as FTOs, and now you have a lot more flexibility when it comes to resources and to diving into where the funding is coming from. That is how you do it. And that looks like that's what's being done with Antifa. Speaking of Antifa, because they're a violent left-wing group, I didn't get to play this yesterday from John Fetterman. John Fetterman was on with Dana Bash, CNN. And Dana Bash plays this off like, oh, this is the first time she's hearing this sort of thing. It's ridiculous. John Fetterman said, he's taking shots from the left and the right. He's taking shots from the left and the right. He says, I've drunk the venom of the far right and the far left. Listen to who he said was worse.
Write about that in your book. You said, quote, I've drunk deeply of the venom of both the left and the right. As a connoisseur, I can confirm that the most poisonous, the bitterest, is from the far left. That is pretty remarkable to hear you say that as an elected Democrat. Why?
No. It's just been my personal experience on this thing. And when I asked my digital team, I said, we're on all the platforms. Really, what's kind of the harshest? What's kind of the most personal? And the answer was immediate. He said, "Oh, blue sky. It's blue sky." And the difference is, the right would say really rough things and names. Some names I won't repeat on TV, but the on the left, it was like they want me to die, or that we're cheering for your next stroke, or that's terrible that depression won. Why couldn't it depression won? And I hope your kids find you. They even have like the graphic, a GIF where they have like a stroke, in your head, cheering at that. Yeah, and they said that. I remember one, they claimed, the doctor let us down, and why did they have to save his life? Just really, I just can't imagine. People are wishing, I wish he dies, or I want him to die, literally cheering for a stroke. And I don't know what the kind of a place where that comes from. That's much different than just calling me a name. That's really been consistent, in that community online.
You see, Dana Bash, by the way, to answer the question, are we supposed to believe Fetterman? I don't know. Do you believe him after hearing that clip that the radical left is far worse than the radical right? How about listen to the clips before jumping to conclusions in the chat? Does that sound like a plan? Interesting. John Fetterman mentioning that the far left, Blue Sky, and his digital team that runs his social media, Blue Sky has been a harsher platform to John Fetterman than any other platform. And again, I was a harsh critic of John Fetterman in 2022. I probably disagree with 80% of what he views. But I'm glad. Look, here's the thing. John Fetterman does not have to be doing this. He does not have to be doing this. What could John Fetterman do? What could John Fetterman do? He could easily, over the last couple of years, whether it was October 7th, whether it was the Lake and Riley bill, whether it was the shutdown, John Fetterman could very easily have hidden behind his medical issues, right? He could have said, I'm still recovering from the stroke. I got the depression. I have issues. And withdrawn himself back into the shadows and said nothing, right? And everyone would have given him a pass. Everyone would have said, all right, well, fine, stroke. He's not a, whatever, okay? But he's not doing that. He's not up for election next year. He's up for election in 2028, so it's not like he's campaigning. I think John Fetterman's being genuine. I could be wrong. But he doesn't, if there's anybody in the Senate right now that has the excuse, it's like him and McConnell. You don't hear from Mitch McConnell anymore. Why? Because he's barely functional. John Fetterman my point is, John Fetterman does not have to be this outspoken. He has an excuse built in where if he doesn't want to comment, and he didn't want to comment on things, he could have very easily retreated and said, or the excuse could have been made that, he's still recovering, he's still doing this. But he is speaking out. And now he's speaking out even more. The fact that you have an elected Democrat, and he's a Democrat, he's not RFK, he's a Democrat. We disagree with a lot of his policies. But his take on the far left is 1,000% correct. And he's the only one saying it. We disagree. If I sat down with John Fetterman, I would probably come out of there saying, you know what? He seems like a nice guy. He seems like a fun person. He said, I think the comment yesterday after his fall, he was like, because he got some marks on his face. He was like, if you thought I was ugly then, wait till you see me now. Like, he's got a sense of humor. I look at it like this. I'm not talking about Fetterman, the politician, right now, in terms of his policies, in terms of how he feels about abortion. He's way too pro-choice for me. How he feels about transgenders. He's way too on the left of that issue for me. But he is the only. Is there another elected Democrat? You heard Donna Bash. Is there another elected Democrat that has ever called out the far left like John Fetterman has? Now, I'm not suggesting in Pennsylvania that anybody who's a Republican votes for him. He's still a Democrat. I want a Republican in that seat. What I'm saying is, I believe what he's displaying here is there's a certain amount of courage. There was a certain amount. There was a little bit of me that said, "Oh, is he just kind of posturing because Pennsylvania is a purple state and all that?" And I look at it now and I go, he doesn't have to be doing this. He doesn't have to be going on this media tour. He's doing it because he wants to. He's not up for re-election next year trying to pander to the middle. He's not up till 2028. He's got 3 more years. So I'm not saying that we should all vote for John Fetterman or that we should be supporters of John Fetterman politically. But I am absolutely going to amplify that guy right now. Because take a look at the Democrat Party and you tell me we could do this country could do a hell of a lot worse than a Fetterman type Democrat. He's at least speaking out, and he's been consistent, but he's at least speaking out against things that he is against and not selling himself out for the sake of the radical left in their party. And he's in one of these positions right now, again, where he's not up for re-election for another 3 years, that the left is stuck with him for a long time. Remember, he won his election in 22. It's a 6-year term in the Senate. He's not up for re-election until 28. This doesn't mean that he's going to vote for things that we want all the time. Matter of fact, he doesn't. Why? He's a Democrat, but he's a very important piece in the cultural battle and the conversations that we have about the radical left like Antifa and the far right. And I say far right. They're barely right at all. The real term is woke right. But I mean, did you hear him? I kind of feel bad for the guy. Imagine, you're somebody, you just had a stroke, you suffer with depression, and you have people coming at you saying, I wish the depression would have won, and I hope you have another stroke, and I hope your kids find you dead. I mean, just... And by the way, and like he said, it does happen on both sides, but he said it's far worse on the left. And he doesn't have to be saying these things. If he was up for a re-election next year, I'd be like, oh, no, this is a total play, and I'm glad that he's saying it, but I know why he doesn't have to say it. He could very easily say, I'm not feeling good today. I'm still recovering from my stroke. And he didn't have to be this outspoken. He's been outspoken his entire time in the Senate. So, I don't know. Maybe the Democrats thought they were putting in some guy. They thought they were going to be able to control with the health issues. He got better sooner. And now he's like, no, this is who I am, guys. You can't control me. But I'm proud of the guy for calling out the radical left. And I know that that's going to probably bring him some adversity, because that's how the radical left operates. They operate like the damn mob. All right. Quick word from our friends over at Old Glory Bank. It's oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com. This is your favorite.
What? Oh, he forgot the voice.
Goodness gracious.
What is going on today?
It's been a week. It's been a week. This is your favorite president. This is your favorite president, President Donald J. Trump, and I'm here to tell you about Old Glory Bank, the premier bank for faith and freedom. You've heard me talk about how the big crooked banks debanked me and our beautiful First Lady following the rigged election. It was a rigged deal, so rigged, in 2020. Thankfully, there's a bank that loves your favorite president as much as I do. Old Glory Bank. They don't debank Americans who love their country and honor the Constitution, and they love beautiful people. I have to say that, beautiful people. That's right. You've heard me talk about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is America's best online bank that serves customers and small businesses in all 50 states. I'm a customer. My wife is a customer. They have everything you need to bank online, including free accounts, free overdraft protection, early direct deposit, home loans, VA loans, and business loans. That is why Old Glory Bank quickly grew from $10 million to over $225 million in deposits. Your money is your business. Open an account today in minutes, literal minutes, at oldglorybank.com and join the right side of banking. I'm not even asking you to buy anything, guys. Oldglorybank.com. You down with OGB? Yeah, you know me. It's oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com. Meemaw is getting very upset in the chat. She's getting very upset in the chat.
You guys don't want Meemaw to
I don't like when she gets upset.
You guys don't want her upset.
I don't like when she gets upset. We got to do a little better here. You know, she's asking you to do one simple thing. It's click a button with the thumb pointing up. This is not rocket science here, okay? No, Memo's getting upset. Don't make her mad. Don't make her mad. All right. I'm going to play this. We're going to do a little bit of a laugh break. It's Pelosi. You see? Nancy Pelosi. Look at this. This is some peak Nancy here. One of my favorite. I don't even know. I have no idea what she was doing or what this event was about. I just saw this. Juanita Broderick posted it. And I was like, oh, let me see if this is a good Nancy video to play on the show. And it definitely is. There's a lot of this, and there's a lot of this. There's a lot of this. And here you go.
Thank you very much. As you see, even in our freshman class, we have tremendous leadership in this fight for saving the planet for the children. As the members were speaking, I'm so proud of all the work that they have done. I was remembering Mr. Caston talking to the King of Spain about leading the discussion in Spain with the King of Spain when the COP was there. Just all the members having a leading role. When we were in UNGA a few years ago, several years ago, heads of state would come over to me and say, how did you all pass the first bill, the Waxman-Markey bill? How did you pass that? And then IRA as well. And my response to them is because of the outside mobilization. Internally, we can do our maneuvering and bring our ideas to the fore, but without the outside mobilization, I want to thank all of the groups that are here saying that climate can't wait. I see some other reform views for climate justice. This is a religious issue. Protect people, not polluters. Protect people, not polluters.
Protect people, not polluters. This is climate change, you know, the ice caps in the Arctic, Antarctica, Alaska. Is she really talking about climate? They're still doing a climate change thing? Guys, teeth. Okay? Nancy. Now, there was an article on the New York Post yesterday that said, oh no, the Gulf Stream, the Atlantic Current, the Gulf Stream, it may collapse and the Earth may get too cold. So we went from it's getting too warm to it's getting too cold to it's getting too warm to it's getting too cold. And by the way, it's like, oh, there's an increase in, it's going to be an increase in Arctic sea ice, which could result in rising sea levels. Okay, so if there's less ice, there's rising sea levels. If there's more ice, there's rising sea levels. It sounds like everything produces rising sea levels. Guys, climate change, the climate changes. Okay? It does. It goes through cycles. There are solar cycles. There are climate cycles. The climate changes. It just does. Not because of anything we do. Okay? This man-made climate change nonsense is just that. It's nonsense. And it's been exposed. Even Bill Gates was like, yeah, no, it's not. It's not a thing. Follow Chris March, by the way. Chris CHRISMARTZ. He's a newly degreed meteorologist on X, and he absolutely the Post, the New York Post, calls him the anti-Greta Thunberg because he is so anti man-made climate change that it is it's amusing to watch. It really is. It's amusing to watch. All right, here's a quick word, folks. You know what time it is. You know what time it is? It's time to have a shitty time. Captain Shitty Salsa. SCHIDDYS, for those of you who think I'm saying a naughty word. It's not the sugar honey iced tea. It's sugar coffee honey iced DDYS. I don't know. Other food. Captain Shitty Salsa. Ladies and gentlemen, experience the vibrant sun-soaked flavors of the Southwest with this delicious salsa crafted with a meticulous blend of farm-fresh ingredients. There are no shortcuts here. Just vine-ripened tomatoes, crisp onions, a medley of zesty peppers, and a perfectly balanced spice blend that delivers an irresistible kick. This is a salsa for the flavor enthusiasts. Its robust, chunky texture makes it the ideal companion for endless culinary adventures. Use it to transform simple tortilla chips into an extraordinary snack. Layer it onto sizzling carnitas tacos for an instant upgrade. Mix it into your morning scrambled eggs, or use it as a dynamic marinade for grilled chicken. The complex layered flavors offer a perfect balance of heat and savory depth that mass-produced alternatives simply cannot match. Stop settling for bland chips and watery sauces. Seize bold flavor and truly elevate your next meal or gathering. Discover the genuine taste of the Southwest, where every bite is an authentic explosion of flavors. That is Captain Shitty's, SCHIDDYS, CaptainShitty's.com. CaptainShitty's.com. $6.99 a jar. It's the best salsa you're ever going to have. It's so good. And for those of you who have ordered and for those of you who have ordered Captain Shitty's, have you gotten it yet? You ordered it on Monday because that was the first time we did the read. Have you gotten it yet? If you've gotten it, do you like it? Is it Mo time?
Oh, yes, it's
okay,
go time.
There we go. Here he goes. Woo! That was a good catch.
It was.
From downtown, Mo. All right? All right. CaptainShitties.com, CaptainShitties.com, Captain Shitties, SCHIDDYS. All right, one more word from our friends over at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. And then I'm going to get to this story out of California. Gavin Newsom. And driver's licenses. This ought to disturb everybody, but first a word from our friends at Golden Crest Metals.
Hey everybody, Jeremy Harrell here. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about gold and silver. When I was a kid, I always wondered what Fort Knox must look like. And when I was a kid, I always envisioned that when you would walk into Fort Knox, you would see just gold everywhere, literally raining gold, kind of like what you see behind me right now. Unfortunately, as a grown-up, I don't have that kind of imagination anymore, and I don't even have that much trust that Fort Knox has the 5,000 tons of gold that we're supposed to have there. Meaning that decades ago, we went off the gold standard in this country, which took the value of our dollar down to just mere pennies. And since our federal government doesn't want to go back to a gold standard currency, then it's time to us to take matters into our own hands. Have you ever thought about buying gold and silver? Have you ever thought about taking portions of your IRA or your 401k or your nest egg or your savings and putting it into gold and silver, either all or a portion of it? Have you ever wanted to purchase silver like this in bullion or premium? I know I do. And I know I wanted to take matters back into my own hands, which is why I have worked with Golden Crest Metals to do that. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA is going to be your go-to, absolutely transparent and trusted partner. Now, you can go to that website or you can call 888-308-4202. And what the good thing about this is they're going to guide you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you all the answers to your questions. And there's going to be no hidden fees. It's completely transparent. No hidden fees. No pressure, no surprise markups whatsoever. Clients get to see everything before they purchase. They've even agreed to lower the minimum investment to the LFA audience in order to make sure that everybody has access to this. Free IRA storage, free insured shipping, and a full range of precious metals from gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And if it's easier for you to just maybe click a QR code, well, guess what? We've got that available for you too. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Click this QR code on your screen, and it'll take you right there. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA. Again, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA, or call 888-308-4202 today to reach these guys. They're going to be a great partner for you, just as they have been for me, and we absolutely recommend here at LFA TV, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA.
Thank you, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA, and Jeremy for being a part of the show. We appreciate that. Let's get to California. Gavin Newsom. Look, I saw Dylan saying, it's Newscum, not Newsom. I'm not trying to get this hockey player mad at me, okay? Right? It's no good. Gavin Newsom in California. Did you see this? A federal audit found that Gavin Newsom's California illegally issued 17,000. That's a lot. 17,000 driver's licenses to dangerous foreign truck drivers. A bombshell audit from the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, reveals that California, under the direction of Governor Gavin Newsom, illegally issued thousands of commercial driver's licenses, the CDLs, to dangerous foreign truck drivers. Duffy said the CDLs are now being revoked. Good. 17,000 people who shouldn't be on the road. Dangerous and unqualified to drive semi-trucks. Quote, after weeks of claiming they did nothing wrong, Gavin Newsom in California have been caught red-handed. Now that we've exposed their lies, 17,000 illegally issued trucking licenses are being revoked. This is just the tip of the iceberg. My team will continue to force California to prove they have removed every illegal immigrant from behind the wheel of semi-trucks and school buses. So this apparently looks to be illegal. These aren't just like foreigners who came here legally who don't understand English. Illegal immigrant. Duffy said that 17,000 foreign truck drivers who were issued CDLs by California have now been notified that their licenses do not meet federal requirements and will expire in 60 days. 17,000 illegally issued trucking licenses in California. To illegal aliens, to people who don't understand English. You know, how people don't understand that is a problem is beyond me. And I've said this for a long time. The fact that the United States has not had, anything declared as an official language in this country is a huge problem. It's a safety hazard. You can't put people on the road. If I traveled to Poland, I would not drive a vehicle on the streets of Poland. You want to know why? Because I can't read Polish. And if that's what the majority of the street signs are in, then I'm screwed. I don't know what's going on anywhere. And I don't expect the country of Poland, the nation of Poland, to change all of their road signs for me or people who don't understand the language. The next step is going to be people go, oh, no, don't take their licenses away. We should accommodate them. We should have our road signs look like the manuals, the things you buy on Amazon now with 70 different languages in the back of the book. No, that's not the answer. You come to the United States of America, you speak our language. Our language is English, and there's now an executive order that says that the United States recognizes English as its official language, okay? You're talking about 17,000 driver's licenses to people who don't understand the language and shouldn't be here, don't know how to drive. You know what? If Gavin Newsom wants to run for president, let him. There are so many scandals that he's been a part of. It's going to be very entertaining. And there will be a Democrat primary, and they're all going to go after him real hard, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that gets uncovered. And you know who's licking his chops? J.D. Vance. Let me play for you this clip from the Hannity interview talking about 2028. Watch this, and then we'll get to your calls at 631-527-4545.
You seem to go with the flow pretty well. Do you have quiet moments? You think about that?
Yeah, honestly, Sean, I try not to. I mean, one, I serve under Donald Trump, who is very healthy.
He casts a pretty big shadow.
He casts a big shadow, but if I served under Joe Biden, I'd probably be worried every minute of every day that he was going to croak and that I'd have to become president. But because I serve a president...
You have a bat phone. Okay,
exactly.
Did it just happen?
Like, I'd never be able to sleep. I'd always have my cell phone as loud as possible. But no, the president, one, he's got a lot of energy. He's extremely healthy. So I don't think about that. Obviously, that's part of the job, is you've got to be ready if tragedy strikes.
It looks like we have the great Hannah Faulkner in the chat, by the way. There she is. Where is she? Is she up there? Where'd she go? Hannah, where'd you go?
She's around.
Hannah, sound off, Hannah. Let's see. Hannah Faulkner's
She told me
in the
happy
chat.
birthday, and she said,
I'm trying to.
Oh,
There
there
she is.
she
Hannah
is, right
Faulkner,
there.
1776. No illegals driving our trucks. That's right. Hannah Faulkner. She's great. She's also here on LFA TV and is a force to be reckoned with. I saw her firing guns the other day with 2A Daddy here in Tennessee. That's scary. But she hit like every target, right?
"Oh, she was awesome.
I'm
That
happy
video
she's on our side.
was so cool."
Just going to say, there she is in the chat. I'm happy Hannah's on our side. She knows how to use a gun. Just saying. Hannah's here. She's listening.
That
Good.
was such a cool video.
That was cool. She was like, ping, 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 ping. I was like, never get her mad. Take you out
She
from a mile
knows
away.
where we live.
She knows where. Yeah, she does. She does. She's done a show here. Never get her mad. All right, let's get to your call. 631-527-4545. 631-527-4545. Before we get to calls, I do have to get to a word from our friends at Armor Colostrum. And Pete's in the Pete Sanchez. Pistol Pete is in the chat. By the way, Pistol Pete. Just so you're aware, there are a lot of people who are very enthusiastic about a honk that hog shirt. Just, in case Pete Santilli is interested. We'll talk to him soon. You guys know I'm always on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity, my gut health, and ignite my metabolism. You know that. And that's what Armor Colostrum can do for you and more. Colostrum is the first nutrition that we receive in life and contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. It can help you reactivate your hair growth and help your skin glow. It can help fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism. And it can help fuel your fitness performance and recovery. Colostrum has been shown to improve fitness endurance by 20%, decrease recovery time by over 50% after intense exercise, improve stamina, and specifically build lean muscle mass. And you can get it for 15% off at tryarmor.com/LFATV. That is TRYARMRA.com/LFATV. Tryarmor.com/Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango Victor. Tryarmor.com/LFATV. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, 631-527-4545. Let's start off with some calls. We are connected. I believe this would be the great conservative Autumn. What's going on?
Just wanted to sing happy birthday to Brennan.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you
There
so
you go.
much.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear Brennan. Happy birthday to you. I'm sorry for all the singing. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. That's great.
Okay.
That's so nice.
Yeah, you did good too, Sean.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're too kind. You're too kind. Well, thank you for the call.
No.
What's that?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you are good. Good. The floor is yours.
I don't know. No, I don't remember what I was gonna say. You go ahead.
No, that's okay. No, that's fine. I was just thanking you for the call. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Brennan definitely appreciates that, and we very much appreciate you always being a part of the show. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
Conservative. That was nice. Little happy birthday.
That's so
Little happy birthday. 631-527-4545. You guys heard about Eric Swalwell, right? The mortgage fraud situation. That's a pretty funny one. Eric Swalwell has been referred to the Department of Justice for mortgage fraud as we pick up another call here. Let's see. This is connecting very quickly. Who do we have on the line here? What's up?
This is Slam.
What's up, Slam? How are you?
Oh, not bad.
You tell me what's going on.
I just want to call in and say that we need to get rid of Islam in this country. It
100%.
is taking over, and it needs to be put out in the forefront more. And I just wish this administration would focus more on the Islam takeover of American cities.
I agree. And, it's one of these things where, they throw the term Islamophobia out there. And it's like, phobia means afraid of. But I'm definitely fearful of what an Islamic takeover would mean for our country. So maybe it's not even inaccurate to say that there's Islamophobia. Maybe, and I'm asking the question, maybe it's a good thing. You should be fearful of drowning when you're in the ocean. Take the precautions against doing things that are unsafe. So I agree 100% with you on that. That is it is an existential threat to our country. And we know that, look, culturally, it's not compatible with how we live. And so it needs to be addressed. I agree. What do you think?
It's absolutely not compatible.
What do you think? What do you think we should do? Like solution wise, like policy wise, what do you think?
I say just outlaw it. Just outlaw Muslims. They have no place in Western society. I have seen it firsthand. They hate us. They want us dead. I was over there and watched them chant death to the West over and over. And if you did not chant death to the West, they beheaded their own people.
Mm-hmm.
They killed them.
And they just did that in Gaza, too. They just did that. Did you serve over there in the military in like Iraq or Afghanistan?
Yes, Afghanistan.
And thank you for your service. And also, you saw this in Gaza right after the ceasefire. Hamas went out there and started, beheading and murdering Gazans in the streets. And it's very interesting. The people were like, oh, the genocide in Gaza. They were very silent about that one, right? So it's very strange. I agree with you. Let's address the Muslim takeover because it is happening, and they are a religion of conquest. There's no doubt about it. Just look at Europe. So great
their
insight.
Their plan is the 1,000-year war, and they are patient, and they are slowly taking over, and they know it.
Yep.
They're going to gain ground if the government or the administration does not put it out in the forefront.
I agree. I think it's something that needs to be addressed. Thank you for the call. Very good point. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. Slam with a very good point about the Islamification of the United States.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It is.
It is a problem. It is a problem. All right. Here we go. We have another one. What's going on? Who do we have on the line here?
Karen.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm good.
What's happening?
Who is this?
It's Sean. You're on the show.'s going on?
Oh, I'm on the show.
Yep.
Well, I just wanted to tell you.
We don't have the budget to have a call screener, okay? So Go ahead.
Well, this is Grammy Love in the chat. I just have to tell you that I want to wish your wife a happy birthday. I saw y'all online at the Ark, and I just think that y'all are the most precious couple ever.
Thank you.
Your wife is gorgeous. You did good.
That's for sure.
And I love your show.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Appreciate
you.
it. We appreciate it. Thank you for the call. And your name's
right.
Karen.
Yeah.
You give Karens a good name, not a bad name. They give you a bad name. It's good.
Thank you for saying that. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
God
Thank
bless
you for the call. Thanks, Karen.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I had to always make sure that when we remember the woman at the Pennsylvania where she was not bad Karen, or she was cool Karen, or whatever it was. Yeah. All right, here we go. Dylan from Iowa. What's up, Dylan?
What's up, Sean? How we doing?
You tell me. How about them Islanders, huh? You better be watching my boys win some games on the road.
Matthew Schaefer's doing well. So
Kid's a
Connor
stud.
Bedard.
Stud. Absolute stud.
Oh,
What's going on?
Well, Sean, I just wanted to update you about last week, what happened with our elections here in Scott County, Iowa, in my county.
Okay.
We won 90% of our races.
That's good.
We retained a seat by 6 votes.
That's
in the
so.
city council.
Wait, time out. So for those of you who say, "Mom, what does my vote matter?" 6. Thank God those people voted. Go ahead.
Yep. We also flipped a mayoral seat for the first time in almost a decade.
Okay.
And we won, and we swept some school boards, and we flipped some school boards.
Let's go. What's going on out there in Iowa? What county is this?
This is Scott County, Iowa. This is the 3rd biggest county
I knew
in
Scott
Iowa.
very well. Great person. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you were out there working at that county and working with candidates and knocking on doors and doing all that?
No, Sean. That was a lot of a lot of their campaigns. We had a team. Yeah, that was a lot of the local campaigns that they did. I mean, door knocking really does help.
Yeah.
I wasn't involved because I'm focused on my race and all that, trying to raise money.
Sure.
But all those campaigns did it individually, and they did a tremendous job. So,
that's good.
And also too, Sean, that blue seat is in a very heavily blue state representative district, which, by the way, the Democrat last election won by 20 points. So that was a very close election. But again, every vote counts, like we always talk about. And also, Sean, I sent you some voter registration data. Republicans have had a net gain in my district as well.
All right.
We're continuing to grow, and we're trying to close the gap. So,
all right. I'm excited to see where this goes, man. Next year, this guy's running for office next year. Dylan Filion in Iowa. And he's going to be like Iowa's Chris Rose. Right off the hockey rink and right into the halls of the state legislature to cause some problems and represent the people. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate all your work. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, Dylan, let's say this is unbelievable. So dialed into this stuff. You know, there's so much youth, like our friend Chase that we just saw at T-Bones in Politics, right? Who's dialed into the numbers. And Dylan, who's dialed into how everything works and is running for office himself. It's great. It really is. That's what, that's the way the founders designed this country. The people were supposed to stay involved because, we were shut out of the process under the king. All right, here we go. Who do we have on the line here? What's going on? You are connected. You are on. Hello.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I actually got through.
You got through. What's going on? Who do we have?
Every week. It's Peggy Peg Jernigan from Arizona.
Welcome, Peg.
And, yeah, thanks. I just want to tell you, I just love your little Rumble show, the sports show.
Oh, thank you. The Rumble Rundown tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Yes, I love it. And I'll tell you why I love it. Because, my husband, he did 25 years in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, every time when he was deployed to combat zones, he would call me on the day that the Cardinals would play. Arizona Cardinals. That's our team. I know that you're like, who's that? Who's that? But anyway.
Oh, I know the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals. Listen, one of my favorite players back a few years ago was Larry Fitzgerald. So he was
Fitzgerald.
a great. His hands are huge. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But anyway, my husband would call me.
And Pat Tillman, by the way.
Yes, Pat Tillman was wonderful.
I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I would put the TV in front of the computer because he would Skype with me so that we could watch the game together because that was our time. And if he couldn't call because, he's in a combat zone, I would record the game and I would never watch it until he called. So we had made a pact that when he got to come home he wouldn't be deployed anymore, basically.
Right.
We were going to get season tickets, and we would start going to the games together. So then when sports started all of their political garbage.
The left, the woke, yeah.
Yes, it really killed us. And we were like, what do we do? What do we do? This was our time to set life aside and just enjoy each other and just play sports,
That's what it's all about.
So we decided that we were still going to go participate in sports, and we made sure that every game we had our Trump hats on, we had our MAGA shirts on.
Right.
We never had issues at our stadium. We did at other stadiums, but we were so happy when you started this because you helped us get sports back.
And that's the goal.
It's just, yes, and it's just something that is, you put life aside, you put everything else aside just to enjoy family, and so I just want to thank you for this.
Well, thank you, Peg. I appreciate it, and unfortunately, we have to run, but thanks for the call. I'm glad you got through, and we'll see you on the Rumble Rundown tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, Jeremy Harrell coming up next here on rumble.com/LFA TV. As President Trump says, we will never give up, we will never give in, and we will never ever surrender. If all else fails, we will just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Catch the Rumble Rundown tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, rumble.com/LFA TV. It's sure to be a great show. We'll be breaking down a ton of sports, having fun. Jeremy, myself, Vince, Jimmy Crisanti. We have a great time every Saturday morning for those 2 hours. So we'll see you on the Rundown. We'll see Jeremy Harrell up next on rumble.com/LFA TV. Until then, have a great weekend. We will be back here on this show Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Jeremy Harrell is up next.